All right, now that we know about parallel and perpendicular lines, let's use our knowledge and do some math. So our first example, write an equation of a line parallel to a given line. So what is the equation of the line in slope-intercept form? So that means we want our final answer to be y equals mx plus b that passes through the point 8, 9 and is parallel to the graph of y equals 3/4 x minus 2. So this first example, we're really going to break it down. First, we want to identify the slope of the line they gave us. So this is in slope-intercept form. We've got y equals mx plus b. So that 3/4, that is the slope of the line they gave us. Now, because we want a parallel line, we're going to use that same slope because parallel lines have the same slope. So we're going to use that same slope of 3/4, but our line is passing through the point 8, 9. So we're going to take a slope of 3/4 with the point on our line, 8, 9, and we're going to write an equation in point slope form. So point slope form, y minus y1, which is 9, equals 3/4 times x minus x1, which is 8. Remember, y minus y1 equals x minus x1. You guys saw that in our 2-2 lesson. All right, now that we have an equation of a line, we can work with this. Let's convert that to slope-intercept form. You can convert any equation into, if you already have an equation, which we have now, you can convert it into slope-intercept form by solving for y. So to solve this equation for y, we're going to first distribute the slope. So we have y minus 9 equals 3/4 times x, and then 3/4 times a negative 8, that's going to be a negative 6. If you do not know how to multiply or work with fractions on your calculator, please let me know. I'm okay if you guys use calculators to help out with fractions. We are beyond that level of math right now, so I don't want you to get bogged down in fraction work. So just come see me in class. Let me know if you need some help with that. All right, have we solved for y? Not all the way. We did our distributing. The last thing we want to do is add 9 because we want to get the y alone. And over here, I'm going to add 9 to its like term. So final answer is going to be y equals 3/4 x, and then negative 6 plus 9 is a positive 3. So that's one way to get to write an equation in slope-intercept form as our final answer. You can start with point slope and then just solve it for y and you end up with slope-intercept. All right, so let's try one more example just to make sure we're feeling good about writing an equation that's parallel to a given line. So write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through the point negative 3, 5, so this is on our line, and is parallel to y equals negative 2/3 x. So this might look a little bit different, this y equals negative 2/3 x. What you're missing is the plus b, your y-intercept. So you can imagine there's a plus 0 on there. Now that we see the whole thing, I can tell the slope is always the number with the x. So the slope of the line is negative 2/3. And we want to be parallel to that, so we're going to use the same slope. So we're going to use the same slope of negative 2/3, but our line is going to go through the point negative 3, 5. So I'm going to show you another approach, one that we used in our first lesson of this chapter. Anytime you have to write an equation of a line, and we want slope-intercept form, look at the point you're given to see, is this the y-intercept? This is the y-intercept only if the x value is a 0. If you were to picture where is negative 3, 5, you would go to the left 3, up 5. It's actually in the second quadrant. It's not on the y-axis. But if you remember, we found the y-intercept by plugging into slope-intercept form. Here's an x, here's a y. So we're going to plug the 5 in for y. equals, our slope is -2/3 times the x from our ordered pair is -3 plus b. 5 equals -2/3 times -3 is a +2. And then all we have to do is subtract 2 from both sides. So b is equal to 3. So we just found the y-intercept, and we know our slope. Here's the y-intercept. We know our slope is -2/3. So we can just go right into slope-intercept form. Y equals -2/3 x plus 3. So you've got options on how you want to get your slope-intercept form. You can start with point-slope form like we did in the last example, solve it for y, or you can plug in your ordered pair and the slope into y equals mx plus b. That's going to give you the y-intercept, and then you can write slope-intercept form. Your choice.